So this is a quick walkthrough of Sage, kind of an initial walkthrough. At the beginning of our Kickstarter, we're improving a lot of the features day by day, but we just wanted to give you a feeling of what we have so far. When you first log into Sage, you will be asked a number of questions about your climate, your address, the unit of measurement that you like to use in your garden planting. I've kind of skipped that just to, for purposes of this video. So then you can add your garden areas and quickly add plants to those garden areas. So here, I'm going to add an area here for a salad garden. And we'll make it 64 square feet, which is four by four raised beds. What we're growing in here is predominantly annuals, so I'll click that. Here, this gives us an option to map our shopping lists or our kind of family consumption to calculate the number of plants that we need, and also some planting dates for those plants. So it's a handy thing to use if we're not really experienced gardeners, or we just want to get a quick idea of how many plants we need to grow to fulfill our family's food needs. So I'm going to add here some lettuce, and maybe one lettuce a week. I'm going to add cucumber, one a week. I'm going to add some onions, 3 a week. And I'm going to add some carrots. Maybe 1 pound a week. We go to the next page. We see some information about different planting windows that is calculated for our climate. In our case, it was for Northern Virginia, which is Zone 7B. You can see recommendations on when to start your different plants. And it's kind of grouped them by cool season and warm season crops. So we'll click Save to Area. Now it's created this area. Now if you go to the Plants tab, you can see information about all the plants in your garden. So you can see that it's created a garden area called Salad Garden. If I expand this, then you can see there's it's kind of like all the information about the timings. So there's a kind of timeline view of the plants in this garden area. There's a card view of the different plants. So you can see there's 2 lettuces because we have 2 plant windows for the lettuce, so we can grow lettuce both in the spring and the fall. You can see that there's estimated harvest. So if we grew the number of plants that it's recommending, then we should get 129 pounds expected harvest. The space that we're using about half of the space in our garden. To see more information about each of the individual plants, you can click on the card and it gives you a little more information. Gives you all of these things can be changed. So this is based off a template for this species, but we can also customize it for this specific plant or for our growing location. You can see that it's generated some dates for us already so that we can kind of get a head start in thinking about when we should be starting these plants. We'll be able to put in harvests here as they come in and upload some information and make some notes as we observe the growth of these plants. You can also filter here by season. So I'm just going to change cucumber to be summer because even though you start it in the spring, it's predominantly a summer crop. So you can see if I press spring now, it's filtered by only the spring crops that are in this area, or summer, or the fall. So you can see it's only lettuce that's growing in the fall. And back to all. You can also see organize this by plant family, just to make sure that you're doing diverse enough plantings. Uh, the default is to look at the information with a card view with your different garden areas, but if you prefer looking at it in a more tabular format, you can click on plant list and you'll see it in a more tabular spreadsheet format. You can also edit in this area the same as you did before. You can also print this to a PDF list. Finally, there's a designer, which is an overhead 2D spatial view of your garden. So we can add, you can see your current areas. So think about this as different layers that you can view. So currently we've implemented terrain, borders, and plants. We have areas here where you can see the things that we added in your area. We don't currently have an ability to take those things and automatically place them in the designer, but that will be coming soon. So I'll go back to plants and I'll add those plants just so that you can see how that works. Click on the add plant. I'll select lettuce, add some lettuces. I will select carrots, add some carrots. I will add a cucumber, maybe 1 or 2 cucumbers, and some onions. Place some onions. If you click the select button here, you can move the plants around. So I'll just tidy this up a little bit. Maybe I don't want that one, so I can get rid of it. Then you can draw borders. So these would be like your raised beds. So I could draw a border there. This one is if you wanted to have a custom shape. We'll be adding the ability to do curves as well, but for now, this is it's kind of like straight line segments. And then finally, we have the ability to load different kinds of background maps. So you can load an image that you've uploaded. You could add a Google map or just a color, a single color for your background. I'm going to select an image because the Google map, we found that the scaling of that is a little bit too big for most gardens. So I will load a background map that I've prepared here. I'll save it. You can see here the grid pattern on the designer. You can see the kind of spacing. But if you wanted to zoom out a little bit more, we have the zoom feature. So one thing that we haven't implemented yet is the scaling of the plant icons to their actual sizes. So we'll be working on that. You can see that they're all the same size right now. But for things like apple trees, the icons will be bigger and everything will be scaled to size. But we just wanted to show you that you have the ability to zoom out and also in if you wanted to work in detail and place your plants very specifically. So this, I hope this gives you a bit of an idea. There's a lot of other features that we're perfecting, but this should give you a kind of rough idea of some of the functionality that we've already implemented. Thanks.